So I haven't done 3 sets of an exercise in well over a couple of years now. Yet I'd still consider myself pretty lean and jacked. So in this video, I wanted to show you the exact method that I use for myself and for my coaching clients to help them go from skinny fat to lean, strong and jacked looking, whilst effectively being able to cut your gym time in half. You can fit it around all the real world shit that you got going on now that you're no longer in your early 20s. Let's get into it. So back in my early 20s, I used to train like your typical gym bro. Chest and arm day, back day, leg day, every session. So much volume, so many exercises, 3, 4, 5 sets of everything. Spending 90 minutes, 2 hours in the gym. Just feeling like if I didn't completely batter that muscle group, then it wasn't a good session. I was training hard, I was ridiculously sore all the time, genuinely needed a solid 4 or 5 days to recover from your chest day, your leg day, etc. Here's the thing, all of that grueling effort and I wasn't really seeing like mad changes in the mirror. And I started to realise I was just getting good at spinning around in circles, just being busy but not necessarily progressing and not being efficient. So effectively what I was doing is falling into the trap of a little thing called junk volume. Basically where you're doing a bunch of extra exercises, extra sets, not because it's efficient or effective, but just because you feel like you should. You're not adding any more quality stimulus to your muscles, wearing yourself down more and wasting extra time. I didn't realise how much extra time I was wasting until I reached my late 20s and started hitting my 30s plus. Work, coaching, relationship, family time, socials. I didn't have 90 minutes, 2 hours plus to kill in the gym anymore. So I needed to make things work more efficiently. I could mold it around all the shit and responsibilities that I now have in my 30s. So this is where I made my switch to a much more low volume style of training. Something that I now like to call the 2-set shred. The way I can explain of how it works exactly is imagine you have to commute to work every day, which you probably do. Now, usually you walk and it's an hour-long walk, but sometimes it rains, so it's a bit long, wet and fucking miserable. But you got to show up to work, you got to get paid, you got to get your job done. All of a sudden, your next door neighbour conveniently got a job in the same fucking office building as you. And he owns a car and it's a 10-minute drive away. He wants absolutely nothing in return. He's offering you a lift to work every day. You can carry on walking, you'll still get to work, but you need to find that extra hour of time every single day. Or you can take advantage of your neighbour's generosity and get there 45-50 minutes fucking faster. Both options work, but you'd be a little bit silly not to take the shortcut, right? This is what the low volume method is. Sure, high volume works, but for most guys who need things to be a little bit more streamlined and time efficient, it'd be a little bit silly not to take this option, right? So how does it work specifically, the metrics, right? So it's 2 working sets per exercise. Train those sets with high quality reps, slow tempo, full stretch, and then push yourself to real actual physical failure. That is the key. Both sets to complete physical failure, and then you move on. Instead of diluting all your effort and energy over 3, 4, 5 sets, put everything into 2 high quality, high focus sets. All of a sudden, those 90-minute, 2-hour workouts get condensed down into 45 minutes of pure gains. How about we give you a practical example? So let's look at dumbbell chest press for an example. Most guys will do something like 5 sets of 20 kilos, let's say, for 8 to 10 reps. Shitload of volumes, shitload of sets, getting a huge pump on, that's going to drive you the results. But the effort level across all of those 4 or 5 sets, it gets diluted. Having to save too much energy because you know you've got so many more sets remaining. Imagine you only had 2 sets to do. Didn't need to pace yourself, you didn't need to save you any energy for the next set. How much harder do you think you'd actually be able to push things? How many more reps do you think you could max out at? I mean, you could just go for broke and not worry about the next set. Most guys, when they're tested properly, can do way more than they thought. So there was actually a study on it where guys were asked what their 10 rep max weight was, and then they were made to push that set with that particular weight that they answered to absolute failure. So most guys with what they thought was their 10 rep max weight actually managed to push between 7 to 10 reps more than they thought they would. This is why so many guys stay stuck. Like, they train regularly, you're feeling the burn, you're putting the effort in, putting the time in, but are you really training hard enough to break through plateaus? Or are you just putting in a bunch of volume, being busy, spinning your wheels in the gym, but you're kind of diluting the intensity without realizing? With this 2-set shred, we flip it on its head. Train less, but you train hard. You're in, you're out, and and you actually feel like you've done something. And you get to free up more time, that's a fucking bonus. Like I said, high volume works, low volume works, they both work. But if you're anything like the guys I coach, you're in the real world. We're training 5-6 days a week, 90 minutes, 2-hour sessions. It's not realistic to keep up, especially for guys who I coach who are at the beginning of their skinny fat journey. They want to build up, but they want to shred down at the same time. You're cutting the calories and you're trying to trim down in this shred phase that we go through. Much more streamlined, low volume approach is highly effective when you're trying to save energy as well. If you want to try this method out properly to save you a bit of time and confusion trying to figure it all out, I left a link down below to my free downloadable 2-set shred workout program, which gets you started putting your foot forward in the best way possible with the right structure, the right split, the right exercises, so that you can follow something super efficiently and effective in just 3 or 4 workouts a week. This approach genuinely changed my physique. It saved me a ton of time, and honestly, it made me look forward to my sessions a lot more. Not only that, it's helped hundreds of my own clients develop their bodies from skinny fat to jacked in less time. Less stress trying to fit all this in around your demanding work and home life. Now, if you'd like to know more about the entire 4-phase system that I coach them through, not just this workout programming, but everything else involved, you're going to want to check out this video right here. It gives you a full deep dive through the exact step-by-step process to getting lean and jacked for good. So I hope you found this useful. Check that out, and I'll speak to you later.